What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be going over some interesting news stories. I didn't want to start off with like political commentary or anything like that to start off with because, come on, let's be at least a little bit positive, to start. Um, we'll get into like political commentary and all the crap that's going on in our nation. But today I'm going to start off first ever commentary and news stuff with some interesting stories in the realm of science, because I think that's just a better way to start this. Um, all right, so today, highlight in history. On December 2nd, 1982, the first operation of its kind, doctors at the University of Utah Medical Center implanted first ever permanent artificial heart in the chest of a retired dentist, Dr. Barney Clark, who lived 112 days with the device. Now you might be saying, well, 112 days, that's like a third of a year. That's not even that long. Well, okay, yeah, well, it wasn't even a real heart. It was an artificial, completely artificial heart in 1982, man. That's so long ago. That's extremely long ago. I mean, back then, I don't even think we had cell phones. Like that was a huge medical advancement, right? So the fact that he lived a third of a year and it led to the advancement of uh, medical technology to the point where I'm pretty sure we have not just artificial hearts, but we have artificial lungs, we have artificial this, and it also, I believe, stemmed off into like growing organs, which I think they're doing now with stem cells and stuff. So, I mean, there's so many things that this did for the medical community, and I think it's extremely impressive uh, for 1982 for that to be when it first happened. Now, with that being said, in today's medical advancements, we have exosuits, guys. It's great. Science fiction come to life. Okay, not really. They're not like, you know, Edge of Tomorrow exosuits, but, whatever. Okay, these are cool because they help stroke victims who have like ankle weakness walk better, right? It says this latest suit, the Restore exosuit from Rewalk Robotics, has been FDA cleared for use in patients who have experienced a stroke and now have mobility issues, right? A recent trial has assessed the Restore exosuit in terms of safety, feasibility, and reliability in post-stroke patients with weakness of the ankle, right? Ankle weakness, known as hemiplegia, I think I said that right, can occur after stroke and it can make walking difficult. With each step, we use our ankle to allow our foot to clear the ground, but a weak ankle can make this challenging and result in stumbles and falls. And it's kind of like if you've ever broken your ankle or, your foot or whatever, and you had to have your foot in a cast or whatever, and then your ankle was weak, and you know how the doctor would give you like those stretchy rubber bands or whatever, and they'd be like, okay, you got to work your ankle out, you got to do this and that. Well, for stroke patients, they need a little bit more help than that because they can't actually do it on their own. They need this as a rehabilitative step, right? So this is intended to improve ankle movement by assisting with the flexing during the physical therapy. Um, the system consists of a waist belt that houses the motors connected to cables, which are in turn linked to a sleeve on the patient's calf and the insole, right? Cables can apply force to the insole or calf to assist with ankle movement. System also incorporates sensors that relay information to a smartphone, which a physical therapist can use to modulate the amount of force applied depending on the user's progress. This is insane. You're literally hooking up your exosuit to an iPhone and be like, okay, yeah, we need to adjust it this way, that way, and adjust it in order to help you uh, recover faster and better. The insane advancement of technology in the last like 4 decades is just mind blowing. It's insane. I love it. I love the medical advancements in technology. Hopefully, we'll be able to develop these exosuits that just completely, for like paraplegics, completely replace their lower body. Well, not like replace, but like the exosuit goes on and they can walk again. I mean, it's just insane. Um, so in this latest trial of this system, 44 volunteers who had suffered a stroke and were currently experiencing hemiplegia tested the system during five 20-minute physical therapy sessions. Quote, we found that the restore provided targeted assistance for plantar flexion and dorsiflexion, I think I said that right, of the paretic ankle, improving the gait pattern, said Karen Nolan, a researcher involved in the study. Uh, Quote, this is an important first step toward expanding options for rehabilitative care for the millions of individuals with mobility impairments caused by was that ischemic and hemorrhagic stroke. Look, I'm not a doctor, so yeah, you can comment down below and tell me how much I screwed those words up, but whatever, I don't care. Um, because this is just awesome. I don't need to be a doctor to know that this is great. Uh, it also says that at least a third of the volunteers were able to increase their unassisted walking speed, suggesting that the system has great potential, right? So pretty much, uh, this system is not only helping them actively while it's on them, but some of them, it's helping them get back to a normal life without being assisted. And I think that's uh, a really big step, especially for because some of these people, um, when you become paralyzed or disabled in some way, it does take a mental toll. So the fact that these people are getting this help and they're going to be able to, some of them will be able to like mostly recover, it's insane. It's great. Now, unfortunately, our next story, right? So, medical exosuit may turn into combat version, right? Well, here we go. Okay, yep, every medical advancement always gets co-opted by the military at some point. Now, I believe this is in Russia, but it says here that the first development began in 2017, and it took them about half a year, uh, you know, for it to qualify for tests, and the device will enter the market in early 2020. So this is an old article actually, because early 2020 already happened, and it was a nightmare because of Corona. But hey, that's different story. But look at this one. This particular one, this medical exoskeleton is a little more advanced than this one. This one looks like it's specifically for rehabilitation. This one looks like it's specifically for people who, may not be able to walk on their own. And I actually saw a video of this that it looks like it works. Unfortunately, it has very short battery life. I think less than an hour. But for people to be able to say, get up, and for a paralyzed person to be able to get up and like make themselves something to eat and then go sit back down on their own, that is insanely helpful to their psyche, right? And luckily, um, it says we know the problems and have solutions. However, this needs a huge amount of research works. Um, so it's pretty much they haven't actually gotten it. It says one of the promising trends that kindles interest of all our colleagues is designing of a combat exoskeleton. So they haven't actually gotten to that point yet. They're going to start that process. Probably already did this year. Um, so I wish that it would be simple and just medical, right? Um, but hey, I'm also kind of a military fan guy, so we'll see what possible uses they could have in the military, um, and advancements. Because come on, who would not be kind of psyched if they came out with a full-on Iron Man a suit? Like I know I would be. That'd be pretty cool. All right, so moving on from exosuits and all that stuff, we're gonna talk about everyone's favorite guy, Elon Musk. Come on now. Everybody loves Elon Musk. Tesla, SpaceX, it's great. So we're going to be talking about SpaceX. So it says, Elon says, quote, he's highly confident SpaceX will launch people towards Mars in 2026, adding that if we get lucky, 2024. Well, 2024 was the projected date, I think, like 10 years ago or something like that, by everybody. And, we've got rovers and stuff up there, but we don't have people yet. This is really cool. And even if it takes till 2026, that's only 2 additional years, and that's still extremely impressive if we get to that point, right? Uh, so he said that down here it says we want to try to send an uncrewed vehicle there in 2 years, so 2022, right? Um, that's I mean, we've already done that with the Mars space rover and everything, but I think whatever he sends up will probably be able to last longer than the Mars rover because private companies tend to make things that are better. I mean, Elon Musk, I mean, if we go down, it says the vehicle that'll make these Mars trips is the 165-foot tall Starship that will launch from Earth atop a giant rocket known as Super Heavy. Both of these craft will be fully and rapidly reusable. And you see, that's why I said that the private company is better when it comes to reusable items and longer lasting items because he intentionally made rockets reusable. Well, that's great because freaking NASA, they would just be like, oh, yeah, shoot it up and it falls back into the ocean. Who cares? Whatever, right? I don't think they reused as much as they could have. Whereas him, he's like, yeah, I'm going to make rockets that can be reusable multiple different times, right? So it says here, uh, Super Heavy will return to Earth for vertical touchdowns shortly after takeoff, and Starship will be able to fly from Earth orbit to Mars and back again many times. SpaceX is iterating towards the final Starship via a series of prototypes, the latest of which, SN8, serial number 8, is gearing up for a big test flight. SpaceX aims to launch the three-engine S8 to a target or SN8 to a target altitude of 9 miles this week. So this week he's going to be testing it and seeing whether or not it's going to be, uh, qualify to be the rocket that replaces what he's currently using. And I think that's great. That's awesome. We have seen such advancements since SpaceX started doing all this. I mean, I think we had the most people on the International Space Station um, just recently because SpaceX started sending people up. We didn't have to go through another country to send our astronauts up anymore. We have SpaceX and we send them up, right? Now, here's a fun little tidbit that maybe you guys also didn't know. Did you know North Korea has a space program? Huh, I didn't know that. North Korea shows off latest space and satellite tech at national event. Now, obviously, we don't have pictures of any of this because it's North Korea. And this picture that's pictured, I don't know if that's a rocket or an ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, right? We don't know because they lie a lot and they hide things from everybody, right? So it says here major stakeholders in North Korea's space program got together for a national symposium. State media reported on Wednesday, once again underscoring the country's renewed interest in promoting its aerospace developments after apparently trying to hide them in 2018. See, they like to hide stuff, which is probably why none of you knew this. Um, who knew? I mean, interesting. I just thought that I'd throw that out there because it's just a fun little fact. So, you know, um, so that's all the stories I got for today. If you guys enjoyed this, go ahead and drop a like on this video. And if you guys, want to see more of this type of stuff, I will be doing some political commentary, but I'll be doing some stories like this because I think it's cool. And I think that we need some more positivity, mostly because, come on, let's face it, hearing about politics day in and day out gets really tiring. And it's kind of refreshing to hear stories like this. Cool stuff that advancements in technology that are good no matter how you put it. Um, so yeah, if you guys like this, go ahead and like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think the format should be. Do you like this format of seeing the stories, or do you want me to maybe talk about it with gameplay in the background? Because this is also a gameplay channel. So go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Anyway, thanks. Have a good one, guys.